All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday night. Welcome to the Keyboard Warriors, presented by RipTheWarriors.com. My name is Eddie Law. That's Fred Kirby. Jesse will be back, and we will have a special guest tonight, hopefully, as long as all the links and technology work out. All right, so it's been well, we're gonna talk about something else for a second, but we'll wait till Jesse gets back. Let's fuck it, let's talk about it. He'll jump on in a little bit. I know everyone's kind of probably trying to just get over it, get past this whole Kobe Bryant and his daughter passing. The reason I wanted to bring it up here is because, you know, us three, we're all dads. You know what I mean? And just happen so that we all have daughters. So, yeah, Jesse's here. So, and Jesse, we starting off the show talking about Kobe here. I know for the most part, I don't think you two are like big basketball guys, right?
I was
okay.
like in the not when I was a teenager, I was. So for the record, when Kobe was the man, I was actually still watching basketball. I was a massive Tim Duncan fan. So throughout that whole like phase, I was a big NBA fan.
There you go. Yeah. But this whole thing, man, the way it went down, man, it hit pretty hard. But like, you know, because I followed him through his career. I'm a huge Phoenix Suns fan. We had battles with that dude every fucking year. Was battles with that dude. So, but to see like how he became like a father and how he was like, you know, coaching up his daughter and like big supporter of like women's like basketball and all that, like that was dope. And for it to go down the way it went down, like fuck, him and his girl and a bunch of the people on the helicopter, all friends of his too, like crazy shit.
Yeah, dude. It's.
I mean. Oh, sorry, Fred. Honestly, I wanted to kind of highlight the people that were there because I know a lot of people, you know, everybody talks about Kobe, but of course it was Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna Bryant, a family named John Altobelli, Carrie Altobelli, and Alyssa Altobelli. That's the mother, the father, and the 13-year-old daughter. Assistant coach for Kobe's daughter's basketball team named Christina Mauser, who is leaving behind 3 kids and a husband, 3, 9, and 11, those kids. Ara Zobayan, you know, by all accounts, everybody says he was a great teacher, a great guy. And then you have Sarah Chester and Peyton Chester, the other teammate of Gigi, you know, also leaving behind 2 kids and a husband. I mean, so honestly, it's 5 families affected by this personally. And then, of course, all of us, we can all relate, whether you're a basketball fan, whether, for me, I'm an LA guy. So, I mean, here it's like, you know, any business that can have purple lights outside, they have purple lights right now. You know, people are waving the Laker flag. People are, you know, waving the jersey around. So, I mean, it's a big impact. And Eddie, you were talking about it on Monday on your show, and you know, I pointed out about Ari Shafir. You know, and I think the biggest thing that we can take away from everything at this point is that people change. You know, and like you're saying, when you see that man transition into being a father, the way he pined for his kids. I mean, there's so many videos right now coming out of him basically being just a dad, right? Like, I think his daughter wanted to take a picture with Kevin Hart, and there's Kobe Bryant taking the picture. Like, you know, it wasn't a big ego thing for him. He just wanted to be a good father. So the fact that, you know, his youngest kid, I think, is like 6 months or 9 months old, never going to get to meet his dad, never going to get to experience that warmth from his father, from the father. I mean, it's just devastating. Along with all the other families that, you know, I think one of them literally is just the kid that's left and lost his parents and sisters. So, I mean, it's a big tragedy, but, you know, Eddie, I don't know if you saw this, but somebody on ESPN was talking about this and said, basically, if you have anything like a dispute with somebody, just let it go, man. These are the times where we all. Yeah,
Jay Williams, former Chicago Bull, top pick. He almost died one time in a freaking motorcycle crash. So yeah.
Hey, cuss on live television.
He said shit. I laughed my ass off. I was like, "Good on you, bro."
But it's true, man. At this point, you know, if you want to harbor on something that somebody did in the past, that's on you. But at this point, you just got to let it go and see the person as they were at the moment. And, you know, from all accounts, Kobe Bryant had just basically, he was paying for all the kids' basketball gear. He put that team together for his kids. He was always at, you know, the volleyball games, basketball games around the area. Literally was taking these families to the game, like on his own dime. Like they're not paying for that helicopter, you know. So I mean, he had turned out to be a good guy in the end, and it's tragic that it had to end this way with all those lives.
Yeah.
Listen. Look, I can't say nothing more than anybody's already said about how terrible it is, right? Obviously, like you said, I've got daughters. It's unimaginable. Like, what are you gonna fucking do or say, right?
Yeah.
I don't believe in God, so I'm not the type to come and say fucking pray for them. I don't know what to say. Sometimes terrible shit happens. Quite frankly, to keep it a fucking bean, I know this is an MMA show. We're starting off on a weird fucking thing. Shit like this is why I don't fucking believe in God. Not wholeheartedly, but just situations. It's just like,
I get what you're saying.
What the fuck, man? There's no, man, you can have the arguments about Kobe, and I'm about to fucking get into that. But the children, what are you gonna do? Come on, God. What's the fuck's all that about?
13, man. All of them, 13.
That's how old my oldest daughter is. Literally, she just turned 13. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. There's no reason a kid like that. Fuck your plan. Fuck your God. Whatever. Ari Shaffir. Listen, let me start off by saying I like Ari. I love comedy, and 95% of the time, I'm the guy that's on the other end going, "Hey, listen, if you can't have comedy in times of fucking tragedy, something boom, boom, boom." Different fucking story. Okay. What he fucking said wasn't fucking funny. Okay. It didn't even really seem like it meant to be a fucking joke. Now, maybe he was trolling, but again, not all shit is funny, and everything certainly ain't meant to be trolled over. And I'm gonna fucking tell you another thing, god damn it. We don't fucking know that Kobe did rape that white broad. We assume he did. I tell you what he didn't fucking get. He didn't get convicted. Now, I realize OJ didn't get convicted, and we all know he murdered them folks, but we don't know for a fact that he did that. So for you to tweet something like that an hour after he's fucking dead, before he's not even at the morgue, makes you a royal fucking cunt. It's not funny. It's not cool. It's not cute. And you don't even fucking know that he did it, cocksucker. You're taking an assumption that bitch was right. And if she was right and he did, may God forgive my soul. But we don't fucking know that. She could have been a money-grubbing hooer. Not saying she was. I'm saying we don't know. We don't know what happened in the hotel room. I tell you what we do know. Kobe didn't snatch her off the fucking rooftop. She went in that room to fuck Kobe. And to the best of my knowledge, he went to stick it in her ass. She said no, and he went in and pushed it in there. Not the fucking greatest thing to do, but far different than Harvey fucking Weinstein. And I'll tell you another thing. To the best of my fucking knowledge, nobody ever accused Kobe of nothing like that again. Now, maybe he had a bad night. Maybe. And he learned his ways, found God, and never did it again. But if you look at all these fucking pricks that are guilty of shit like this, Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, what do they all have in common? There's fucking dozens of fucking broads. One time Kobe did this, one time in Colorado. Maybe. I'm not saying he was innocent. What I'm saying is there's a debate to be had. So for you to tweet something like that 20 years later, an hour after he dies, you're a fucking cunt. Love Joe Rogan, love Ari, love the fat fucking shirtless dude Bert. I fuck with them. I love comedy. But Ari, you're a fucking cunt for this shit, bro. And I'm glad you got dropped by your fucking talent agent. I don't think he should never make money again and shit. But look, if you're at a club and somebody snuffs you, and I don't mean kill, but I mean punches you in the fucking face, buddy, this is real life. That was a very, very important man to a lot of people. And low key, you might be slandering him. You don't even fucking know that he got away with rape. You assume he did. Shut the fuck up, bro. And I'm not a big Chris D'Elia fan, but I watched a little bit of his podcast, and he was like, listen, at the end of the day, as a comic, our ultimate job is to put asses in seats. Mm-hmm. If you think this is going to help that, you're mistaken.
Right.
Like, this is not that sort of thing where it's going to, buddy, people are going to not like you for this. It wasn't funny. It was very untasteful, and this is going to fuck up your career. So, fuck him. He deserves it.
And I think you're right, Fred. I think, comedians are out there, they take hard swings at a lot of different topics, right? Like we've heard comedians, come up with that excuse. It's comedy, right? Like it should be above reproach. But I mean, it's difficult, right? Because Ari has a history of doing this type of stuff, of taking really hard swings at really, really sensitive topics. And
where's the punchline though? Like this, this wasn't a joke though either. He was just being a fucking cunt. Like I enjoy comedy. So I'm sorry to cut you off, Jesse, but like,
no.
Where was the punchline? Like what? Like if you did try to, I haven't heard a statement from Ari. So to be fair, he hasn't tried to hide it under the guise of comedy yet. But if you did, oh, okay. If before you say what he said, if that is what he tries to do, bullshit, motherfucker. You're a comedian. You know more than anybody, cocksucker. That wasn't funny. Sorry, it just wasn't. There was no punchline. There was no setup. You was just being a fucking cunt to a very important man that just died. Period.
Yeah, look, he made he put up a statement on his Instagram, or his Twitter is it's like private now because he was getting so much shit. But he basically, I mean, I don't want to read the whole thing. It's a fucking long ass statement. But basically what he's saying is like, this is what I do when shit happens, when stuff like this happens. I have to make a dark joke and stuff. And he's like, I don't hate him at all. And those other shit. It's like, dude, look, end of the day, like a lot of people were coming out because I fucking retweeted the picture of his Twitter being, private. And I was like, fucking like, I get it. Freedom of speech. That being said, as we welcome Adam to the show, but freedom of speech. That being said, freedom of speech is not going to protect you from getting your ass whooped, son. That's just, it's going to happen. Like, there's no, freedom of speech does not protect you from consequences. So, already doing that shit. And he got dropped.
And listen, he deserves it. He doesn't deserve to get killed, but he deserves a punch in the face. He's a grown man. He'll learn from this. He snuffed one good time. A nice stiff jab, or maybe one of those Stephen A. hooks. Nice little uppercut.
No, the dick punch is the perfect one for Ari.
He deserves it for that mouth.
Yeah, so there you go. Real quick, Adam. So we're talking about the Kobe thing. What did you? How do you feel? How did you feel when you found out the whole thing went down?
Man, it was crazy because I guess in a bit of total disclosure, wasn't the biggest Kobe fan. I had one interaction with him way back when I was in middle school because I grew up in Inglewood. And the Forum wasn't too far down. Mm-hmm. That era Lakers basically had an assembly at my middle school, and Kobe wasn't the most inspiring. When you had like Eldon Campbell talking about his, overcoming developmental disabilities, and now he's in the NBA. Shaq literally like picking us kids up and like playing with us and would give us tickets to Laker games all the time when they were playing at the Forum. But with that all being said, he left an indelible mark here in Los Angeles. And his career, I kind of saw literally from the beginning up until the end. And, it shaped, love him or hate him, he definitely shaped the last 20 years of LA identity. If you've lived here, if you visited here, most people came for the Hollywood sign and Kobe Bryant, and then maybe Disney. So it was a shocking loss, and it's one that the news just kept on getting worse. First, it was like, oh, maybe Rick Fox was with him. Then we found out, no, it isn't. Everybody breathed a sigh of relief, and then, oh, his daughter, oh, his daughter's friends, almost an entire family of the Orange Coast college baseball coach. His wife, and his daughter all perished. The assistant coach to Kobe Bryant's daughter's team, she was in Orange County and left her 3 kids and her husband to go to work, and now a centerpiece of their family are gone. So, it's an unbelievable tragedy that happened, and so soon after. He was only 3 seasons out of the league. What he was going to mean for women's basketball at large with his Mamba Academy, his daughter's career, and the litany of other female, upstarts that were in that league. That would have been his. That's going to be his legacy, I feel, beyond his playing days. So It's an immeasurable loss, and my heart goes out to the Bryant family and all of the families that lost a loved one on Sunday.
Right. And, LeBron came out with a statement. Everyone was waiting for that. His wife Vanessa actually came out with a statement today. I'm not going to put it all up. You guys can go look for that yourself on Instagram. But I will put up where you guys can help if you guys feel so inclined. As long as I can pull it up. Here it is. Right here. So this is the end of the near the end of the statement or the little Instagram post. I hate calling them statements. It's an Instagram post in the motion. All right, it's not a statement. But she says, thank you for sharing your joy, your grief, and your support with us. We ask that you grant us the respect and privacy we will need to navigate this new reality. That shout out to TMZ, you fucking cunts. To honor our Team Mamba family, the Mamba Sports Foundation has set up the Mamba on 3 Fund to help support the other families affected by this tragedy. To donate, please go to mambaon3.org. To further Kobe and Gianna's legacy in youth sports, please visit mambasportsfoundation.org. So if you guys feel so inclined to help out, if you thoughts and prayers and everything is great and everything, but if you feel so inclined to actually come out and say something or do something more, more, like that's a place you can go. All right.
You know what though? I do want to point out the fact that to anybody that wants to be a reporter or be in any kind of news outlet, please don't be a TMZ. Just because you can be first doesn't mean you should. Be as accurate as possible. Do not do this to the families, because basically what I'm reading is that Kobe's family found out through TMZ before the police could actually go and talk to them. Like, this is the kind of stuff that makes me sad about media nowadays, because you just want to be first instead of being accurate.
I'll tell you this, because I was a professional journalist. I had my degree. I worked as a journalist for quite a while. The reason I got out of it is that we got to be first instead of be right mentality. And there's a lot of dirty shit behind it. And it really bugs me. But unfortunately, that's the reality of the beast that we're in right now. So it is what it is. All right. Gonna put up some comments here from people. Hey, Daniel's slacking off at work. What's up, guys? I'm working, but I'm listening at the same time. Thank you. Appreciate you tuning in, dude. MMA God says, I have a dark sense of humor too, but that was just not funny at all. I hate when people use it's just jokes when people get called out for being shitty. And again, you pay, the consequences come. Oh, God. Raider says, Rogan will have him on his show and try to say we don't understand because they're comedians. I hope he doesn't do that, because he has daughters too. I think he would understand.
I hope not, man. Because like I said, one of the major problems with it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
It wasn't funny. There was no punchline.
I don't think so, because he did trash him about trying to dose what's his name, Bird. Yeah. So
and so what? This is the type of cunt I am. That didn't bother me. We're all homeboys. If one of you pricks dosed me on Molly, yeah, I'd be a little upset. But as long as I don't die, it's kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck? Listen,
you know what?
Let me tell you something. If we go to Vegas, you better not fucking play with me, Jesus. I might dose all of them.
Fred might be pissed because he's like, man, I already dosed myself. Why are you double dosing me? That's probably why he'd be pissed.
I'm already fucked up. All right, a couple more. We'll start talking about. It looks like people are talking about the Stephen A. things. We'll talk about that in a second. Here we go. My favorite comment so far. Fuck TMZ. 100%. Oh, Sean, what up? Willie T from Twitter. Dude, I gotta add you to that list of people that I notify before the show goes on. All right, let's start talking about it right now. Obviously, you guys know the whole Stephen A. talking. He did. We watched this shit. He said the Cowboy quit. We've been watching MMA forever. Cowboy doesn't quit, first of all. He got fucked up, right? But we'll go with Adam first, and then we'll go Fred. But Adam, what is your take on this whole thing? Because now he's going beefing back and forth with Joe Rogan.
So I cringed. First off, to see that Joe Rogan was on ESPN, that was kind of mind jarring, especially after the Cowboy Conor fight, right? Mm-hmm. That was a bit to take in. I was like, oh my gosh, there he is, and they made him wear a blazer. Yeah. He didn't do that in the pay-per-view podcast, but they straightened him out for primetime TV. Mm-hmm. But I was cringing. I was watching the fight with some friends and my wife, and I was writhing, visibly writhing at Stephen A. Smith's commentary and Rogan's reaction to it. And it's just like, how do they let this guy on? But here's the thing. I think Rogan alluded to it in the sense that he's a button pusher, right? If you're at work and you're like, oh, fuck this guy, that guy sucks in whatever sport, whatever, that works for sports radio. And Eddie, you know, anybody that comes from a traditional radio or broadcasting background, it's all to kind of incite and to kind of incite like engagement, right? Whether that be good or bad or whatever. So that's what Stephen A. Smith is, you know. And I think, you know, releasing that dick punching video, you know, I think it was all to incite it, because guess what? We're all talking about it. We're all talking about it. And obviously, I mean, just in a bit of total disclosure, Stephen A. Smith might make a little bit more than I do doing this, right? And he, So I'm not saying that's right, but ESPN knew what they were doing. I don't think this is going to be the end of Stephen A. Smith, because again, he put on his own podcast, and this is a guy who's had boxers on, he's had fighters on, he knows better, but he was just like, he basically retracted what he said, and he was just like, you know, I know what I'm talking about, but for you to go on me, look at me, I'm Stephen A. Smith. And it was just like, it was the worst PR move or whatever, or it was the best one, because he's right. I mean, he's getting a rise out of us all, right? And that's what he's there to do. All of the shows that he's on in ESPN, it's a argumentative format and whatever, and he's just a talking head. That's all he is. And here's the thing. You could be a classically trained broadcaster, whatever that means, right? But if Brendan Schaub, with everything that he accomplished in the NFL, NCAA, UFC, right, and he's racing around the Santa Monica Mountains in 6-figure cars by being a personality, then guess what? They won. They won. Stephen A., Rogan, all of those guys, they won. Does it make it right for the sport? Absolutely not. Especially for us diehards that are just like, we're sitting here. Everybody in your chat room, they're like, what the hell is he doing? The fuck? Yeah. But it works. For what he is, that's it. Because if they wanted Max Kellerman, they would have got Max Kellerman. If they wanted Brett Okamoto, all of these guys are on their payroll. You know, they could have re-upped Jay Glazer. They didn't. They put Stephen A. Smith. That's what it is.
Yeah, so Fred has a little bit of a different take here. We were talking about beforehand, and I go ahead, because I know you gave me like a little bit of a preview, but go ahead, dude.
I was gonna say, listen, y'all about to fucking hate me, Jack. But,
yeah.
Look. Let me start off by saying, so everybody in the fucking comment section, don't get your fucking pants too wet. Let me start off by saying, him saying that Cowboy quit was absurd. We all know that Cowboy didn't quit. He got fucking kicked in the head, and then he got thunderstruck by one of the hardest punchers in the fucking game, for sure. Stephen A. Smith said a lot of things, though, beyond that.
Right.
And if we're fucking keeping it a bean, a lot of what Stephen A. Smith said was true. It was true. He said, we didn't learn enough about Conor in that 40 seconds to think that he's going to do anything in a fight with Jorge or Habib, which I don't think we did we? Did anybody see that fight and go, oh, where Habib at now?
Right. No, we don't really. You're right.
Nobody did. What? Jesus, what you got to say? You got something to say?
Okay, real quick. You're right. We didn't learn a lot, okay? But what he said on the night of, he said, we learned nothing.
What the fuck did we learn? Conor's back. He hits
still got it.
Oh, and another thing. He said that Cowboy choked in the big moment. Well, guess fucking what? He does, and he did once a fucking again. That might rub all you Cowboy fans the wrong way, but he choked worse than a fucking porn star whore with a 13-inch snake down her throat. He choked big time, like he always does. It's fucking true. We might not like hearing it coming from Stephen A. because it's like, yo, you're an outsider. Especially coming off that little comment about him quitting. But that was true. And us not learning much about Conor, that's true too. Yes, we learned that Conor's back. That he shines bright under the lights, but did we not know that? Was he not the favorite coming into the fight? Now, nobody knew he was going to blow him away like that, but we all kind of assumed that. So he came back and did what we thought he was going to do. He whooped the fucking 132-year-old Cowboy.
Yeah, you're right, Fred. You're right. But I think the thing that bugs me the most about Stephen A. Smith is that you can tell he's not a fan, right? Because he comes with production notes, okay? He came in saying that Cowboy has never been on a pay-per-view stage before. That's not true.
Right.
No,
that's inaccurate and stupid.
But hold on.
Okay.
Wait. Okay.
Go ahead.
yes, he meant, I would assume they meant that he has never been in a pay-per-view headliner. Yes, I get it. All of us fucking hardcore nerds are like, he don't know what he's talking about. He fucking misspoke. You guys come out of the woodwork and are just waiting to eat this guy alive. Like, sorry, y'all knew what he meant. Like, we knew it. Like, okay, I get it. Right. The fans that are saying that seem like we're so much those guys that love that band. Let me tell you a little story. You know The Weeknd? You ever heard of The Weeknd?
Mm-hmm.
I was a big fan of The Weeknd's a long time ago, before he released any of those big hits. And I was that fucking cunt that when he released that Fill My Face song and everybody liked The Weeknd, I was like, man, it sucks. Like, he's no longer just mine. Now I got fucking little white girls that fucking can't feel their face. It's fucking absurd now. I don't even want to be a part of it anymore. We feel like that now. It's like, oh, God. Now we got Stephen A. Smith in here just rambling on, talking craziness. Like, you're not even a part of the club, man, which I get, but we're being a little cunty. Let the fucking guy in. He's earned his credit. The one comment was stupid. Again, there's no defense of that. But the other shit he said was kind of on point, low-key.
Look, Fred, I think you're right. I agree with you that he is correct, okay? And I actually thought I was going to have to defend myself against Fred, cashing that Conor McGregor check, because I always say, like, the Ngannou knockout, right? Like, when he came back and knocked out, who was it, in the first round? Like, we don't learn anything with these quick fights, especially after a guy gets, obliterated over 5 rounds, kind of like Ngannou was, kind of like McGregor was over what was it, 4 rounds with Khabib, right? Like, if they come back and knock out their next opponent in 40 seconds, under a minute, under 2 minutes, we don't learn anything that we didn't already know. Yeah, I guess, like, you could say that he put in a good training camp. He's actually, refocused on having his legacy, blah, blah, blah. But that's something that we're going to learn one way or another when he gets, a title shot. I think the thing that really, really frustrates me about Stephen A. Smith is that he gets things wrong, but also, like, there is this, like, arrogance, because in his statement that he put out, he says, check the numbers. Like, dude, it has nothing to do with you, with Ariel, with Chael, with nobody. Fred, you could attest to this. Those numbers are because whose name was on the pay-per-view? Conor McGregor. That's the only reason those numbers did bank that night. Not because of this little altercation, not because of anything else. And I think that's the thing. I think Stephen A. Smith, and he says, I've been a reporter for 25 years. That doesn't mean anything, man. You could be a reporter 40 years and still be a moron and not know how to cover other things that are outside your scope of knowledge. Now, I get it, Fred. You're right. We definitely need to let this guy in because he's a personality. He definitely can bring just a new avenue of people to the sport. But I also think that he should definitely get much more educated in the sport before he goes off blasting off saying that somebody folded like a cheap tent. I mean, the level of respect that he has to have to these fighters, it should be a lot more. And I get it. We're the keyboard warriors. We talk a lot of crap too. But this is a dude that is supposedly is out there to represent ESPN and talk about how much he knows about the sport, and he comes off like any dude on the bar at Buffalo Wild Wings.
But hold on, bro. Listen, you said that is part of his job. If I had a magic wand, I would be the vanilla fucking Stephen A. Smith. That's my dream. That's what I want. You could take segments of this show and spout off some shit and show it to the world, and they would think I'm a fucking blubbering idiot who knows nothing of MMA because I talk so much shit. I'd probably call female fighters whores. I talk a bunch of bullshit on this show. If you took that segment out, and you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, man. I think he knows a little bit more about this. He's there to be polarizing. He's not there to be Joe Rogan. I'm not saying he's that he made it all up, but I think he's cognizant of the fact that he's going to rouse some again. And I took the comment of the numbers thing, just meaning this. We're all still talking about him. Quite frankly, he did his job to a T. He came in, made some comments, and we can't shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, I thought you were gonna say something, Adam. No,
I mean, good. I mean, if they wanted Ariel Helwani, if they wanted Chael Sonnen, if they wanted Gilbert Melendez, all of these people that are on the payroll on ESPN, they would have got exactly that. What they want to do is Stephen A. Smith for what he brings. And yes, absolutely. That's what you're getting out of Stephen A. Smith, right? And that he works well in that format. And guess what? He brought that format for anybody that doesn't watch any traditional ESPN shows that didn't know who Stephen A. Smith was. Guess what? They knew who he was by the end of that night, right? So in the brand of Stephen A. Smith and whoever made that, whatever suit made that decision to put him there with Rogan and with the other guy. And the other guy, he kind of reminded me of what Bill Watts said to Jim Cornette one time, right? It's like, hey, Jim, I used to think you're a dumbass, but I've met so many dumbasses since I met you. You've moved up the ladder without doing anything. And that was the other fucking guy. He looked brilliant compared to Stephen A.
Yep.
And Rogan was just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? But, you know, they're all on ESPN, so mission accomplished.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, Chizzy.
I think Fred, and I think the thing that I take offense to your point about if we take any clip of yours is that anybody listens to you talk for a few minutes about MMA will understand your knowledge of MMA. I have yet to see an example of Stephen A. Smith and this at least passable knowledge of MMA. In any avenue that I've seen him talk about MMA, it's always just low level basic knowledge. And here's the thing. And if you guys want, you can check out Luke Thomas's video of the whole thing.
Oh,
he does a pretty good kind of analysis of everything. A little biased, you know, of course, because he's an MMA guy. But I think the big takeaway is that if we're talking about boxing or a different type of sport, Stephen A. Smith definitely has the knowledge, but that does not always translate to this sport. And I get what you're saying. You know, he's there to kind of just rile everybody up. He did it great, yada yada yada. It just doesn't look good for the sport, especially like if it's something that the first timers are gonna see, like the newbies, right? The newbies are gonna watch this and go, oh well, what the hell am I watching this for if this guy's saying that this dude isn't even worth it? You know what I'm saying? Like it brings a bad view of a well-respected fighter. I mean, Cowboy has a lot of experience, has a lot of accolades, most finishes, you know, like so many accolades that we could just name off. But I mean, he throws that all under the bus and basically says Cowboy's trash. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a level of disrespect that, you know, there's a way to say it, and then there's a way to just be a dumbass about it.
Yeah. All right, let me catch up on some comments here because a lot of people are commenting. All right. Porn star whores make go around, player. There you go.
Fact, Jack.
I like Rogan's take that BS insult and controversy style doesn't belong in MMA, where loss is so much more personal than in basketball, etc. Right, and I get what they're saying, but I think from what you guys are everyone's saying, I'm starting to think that I'm agreeing with Adam. Stephen got brought in for a reason. He's to represent us. Rogan's there representing us. Stephen A is representing all the casuals, pretty much.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There is that too, right? Like, look, man, let Stephen A have his fucking opinion, and then Rogan and we can have the other opinion, and it's all gravy train, baby.
Right.
Like, we ain't gonna be like, he's gotta go, Jack. He's bad for the sport. Like,
right.
Now you're right. I don't think any of us here have said that he can't be on the thing. And I'm saying, go
Rogan
ahead, bring him. Well, okay, that's Rogan, but I'm saying, yeah, bring him into the sport. The more he watches, the more he's there, the more he's going to absorb, right? Like the better he's going to get at this. And if the whole point is for him to be controversial, then that's going to be the shtick, and we'll get it, right? But the way he came off and the way he comes off on his thing, he's basically saying, I know what I'm talking about. You're wrong. Like, Joe Rogan, you're wrong on this. And it's like, no, dude, you're just not educated enough.
Last thing I'll say on this, and I know it sounds like I'm the biggest fucking Stephen A dick writer. I know y'all don't fuck with the nose, but right before we went live, or like a half an hour ago, Stephen A. Smith did like a half an hour on Ariel Helwani's show.
God.
No, but real talk. Before y'all judge Stephen A., just realistic talks, go listen to that. He could not have been more humble. He had 30 minutes to address his point. He time and time again says that he does not know as much about the sport as the rest of us. He wants to learn. He wants to big it up. He wants to embrace it. He's a big fan of the sport. He never, I mean, just all hyperbole aside, make sure you go listen to that before you completely cancel Stephen A. Because in that interview, it's like 32 minutes. He says everything you want to hear him say. He lets you know that he's not actually a moron. He goes back on the quit thing. He gets it all out there. He lets, you know what I mean? Like, he's very respectful to the sport, to all of its fans. And he says basically at the end of the day, he just wants to help the sport because he loves it too. Like, all both to the side. So, you know.
Eddie, real quick. That's unfortunate because I don't listen to anything the Nose does. So that's very unfortunate he picked that show to go on. So I guess I'll never hear that part.
I guarantee he'll be on the Rogan Experience at some point. I guarantee it. It's like, at the end of the day, the first thing I tweeted, actually, I think the only thing I really tweeted out that was actually thought out about Stephen A. was, look, we're not saying you don't belong here. We're not saying you should cancel. We're saying please fucking educate yourself before you say some shit like Cowboy quit. That's all I want. Just educate yourself. I'm not saying get a master's degree in MMA, UFC, and Bellator and all these things, right? I'm saying just educate a little bit before you start talking shit, right? We could take more shit talk, and you know, I'll say it just because you know it's the Nose, but we could take more shit talk from the Nose about that kind of thing than we can from Stephen A. Because we know at least the Nose has been around for a long ass time, and he knows for the most part is educated in this thing. So you know, it's just that was my take on that. All right, let's catch up with some of his comments. And what's up?
And no more videos of his boxing acumen,
that was
please.
The worst idea. Let's post this video of me hitting mitts after I said some shit like that.
He had a perfect storm rotator cuff and it got leaked on him. God damn you. I tell you what, if I was Stephen A. Smith, I'd tell all y'all in the MMA community, suck my dick. And I'd go on making my millions covering basketball. Y'all are rude as fuck. God damn.
Hey, end of the day, I got to hand it to Stephen. $8 million a year. Do your thing, bro.
No shit.
All right. By the way, is this really like a white power symbol? Am I right on that? I keep hearing that shit.
No,
anyone know?
You can get away with doing it because you're Mexican. I can't pull that shit off. But
I'm wondering. This used to be okay, and this used to be like a game. You put it on your lap, someone looks at you, you get to punch him in the arm and shit.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, that's definitely what it was for a while. And then like fucking some white people got caught doing it. A couple fucking racist people did. Goddamn internet did what it did.
Yeah,
white people always ruining this shit for the fun shit for us, man. That's fine. Anyway,
I think that guy that shot a bunch of people at a church, I think he did it during his trial.
Son of a bitch.
There's pictures of a bunch of cops doing it. I don't know, man. It seems like one of those, like, you know, your mom watches the news and then is telling you not to do that because you're gonna get killed or whatever. You know? Who knows?
It's a fucking emoji, right?
Yeah,
look, I use it all the time. They gonna screenshot this right here and be like, "Hey,
remember? It's like when Aaron said, "calls." I think he said whatever he said that, you know, the homophobic word. I don't even want to say it because it makes me laugh. But he said that shit and they had his smiling ass face on the list of homophobic people on Twitter.
Still depressed I never made that list.
That shit was hilarious. Anyway, all right. Our boy Brando says someone wrote Stephen A. Smith's notes to read because he doesn't give a fuck and wants to stir shit up. Or stir up shit. Yes, he won because I'm pissed too. Look, he gets those notes because he can't at the same time while I want to educate himself. He doesn't have time to watch everything. So that's kind of how it works. You kind of rely on the researchers and everything. All right, let's see. I didn't find much about Conor's performance. I didn't get. Okay, basically he didn't get much from the performance for beating Cowboy. Now if he fought Colby Masvidal Woodley, a true tough 170er. That's the other thing. He fought a lightweight at 170. Fighter, then we would have a true insight to Conor's comeback. Kairos is here. Oh, sorry. If they're mad at him for the bad take he said on Cowboy, how can we excuse poor takes from people within our community? Chael, Brennan, Joe Rogan, and Luke Thomas all have such dumb shit. That's very true.
Brendan is the king of stupid shit, and we know he knows when he's talking. That's another thing. That's why I got on Jesse's ass about him saying the pay-per-view thing. Bro, he misspoke. These motherfuckers are always talking on camera. I've done said all kinds of goofy dumb. I can't pronounce nobody's name and shit. Like,
but okay, look, Brennan gets a pass because he's that retarded kid on the short bus, and we all know he's special. So we know he's got brain damage. It's okay. Like, he can't even talk sometimes, so we understand that.
Yeah. Sorry, real quick. Kyra says, "Yo, is Kirby smoking?" Hey, y'all must not. Yeah, man, you must not pay attention. It's every fucking show. Jeremiah knows that Kirby stay smoking. There you go. All right. Oh no, let's keep going. Freddy Two Blunts, they call him.
Indeed, that's what they call me.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna keep going. Okay, here's a. Easton says this crazy scenario. Khabib versus Tony happens like it's supposed to in Brooklyn. Fingers crossed. Tony cuts Khabib with an elbow somewhere in the fight, and the same doctor that stopped the BMF title fight stops it.
Oh,
God, that
I hadn't given a lot of thought to that. That fight is happening in New York, huh?
Yeah.
The New York State Athletic Commission are scary as fuck, Jack.
Hell yeah. Dude, anytime there's a New York card, I'm like, fuck.
It's a very good point. It's a very good point.
And the fact that all of Tony's opponents look like they've been shredded by, Wolverine or Freddy Cougar after each fight. Absolutely. I mean, there's a strong possibility of that happening.
I'm going to tell you something right now, too. If it goes down like that and that fight gets stopped because of a cut, you know who's going to be big mad? Conor.
Oh, like a motherfucker.
They're going to have to do the rematch at that point. Conor going to be like, fuck that, you lost. Your monkey ass got cut open. Step off, Khabib. What the fuck? He going to be pissed, but you know they're going to have to run it back if that's what happens.
You think so? Because I really think that Conor's looking for that legacy thing, and I think he might actually be trying to angle himself to fight at 170.
Nah, bro. Actually, real talk. After seeing the shit, now we jumping around a little bit, but after seeing the shit that just happened with Usman and Masvidal, I don't know, dog. I get the sneaky feeling that that's what we're getting next. And we should. I mean, I don't put much stock in that punk ass bad motherfucker title. I mean, but it is a title, I suppose. Might as well go ahead and unify them shits. It's a good fight. Both of them are on fire right now. They're true 170ers. Like, I love Conor as much as the next guy, but and that whole bullshit that John Kavanaugh said about fighting Gaethje at 70, you get the fuck out of here with that kind of bullshit.
Y'all don't want that. Real quick, Adam, did you see the shit that went down between Usman and Masvidal today?
Dude, okay, so wait, are you talking about Usman and Masvidal, right?
Yeah. At Super Bowl Media Day or Media Row, what do they call it?
Yeah. Okay. So
she was hilarious.
Unless they're gonna fight, right? I mean, Usman was just on Rogan, and he was talking about the BMF title. It's not a real title. If he wanted, he's not even considering fighting for it. But if that were to happen, he just put it in his closet and just that's it, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, unless they fight, I don't see any value with it because I mean the last time there was a big skirmish of note. Well, not the last time, but the first time we saw a big skirmish on a big stage was obviously DC and John Jones, right? So we knew that fight was happening. That was a presser for that, right? Until ink dries on paper, I think it's all hogwash. Now, does the UFC go into PR spin mode like they did with Conor Khabib and show all of the footage of Conor throwing the dolly at the bus and all the hoopla? Because, on one point, Dana, after Khabib jumped and attacked Dylan Dennis, you were like, oh, that's the most disgusting thing I'd ever seen. But they use it as footage, right?
Like a motherfucker, man.
Yeah. So the thing about it is, for me, unless there's a fight happening, it's all fucking hogwash. Until the pen is dried, the ink is dried on the paper, it's all babbly and bullshit. Pyro and babbly.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Sorry. Let's see. Museman says, woo, if that same doctor does end the fight in Easton's scenario, that some bitch is getting found in a meat freezer like in Goodfellas. Cue Layla by Derek and the Dominoes.
Yo, shit. Yeah,
look,
I mean,
Jody might do it.
New York State.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not that New York State has had any trouble disposing any bodies, so I'm just putting that out there.
They got plenty of Hudson and all that shit. So,
am I the only one that's crazy in thinking that these guys should probably like the big fight guys, like the champions, the big name guys, should probably put it in their contract? Like, I don't want to fight in New York because I don't want none of these BS things stopping my fight because they got to take a stand somehow, right?
Brock Lesnar would hear about who the ref is and he goes, "Fuck that! Nope, fuck that guy too. Nope, fuck it." Oh,
DC.
All right.
Light that off. That means fuck all. I mean, look at every fighter that was on that card that was, because of John Jones and the picogram. They switched the entire fucking card. No shorter than Amanda Nunes, right? That was the 135. That was the Ronda Rousey title. that one, she eventually ended up in that fight knocking out Cyborg, right? For the 145-pound title. And she had no say. She came out and said, hey, the car that I was going to buy my fiance, I can't buy anymore because of California state tax. So in terms of being able to advocate, hey, I'm not going to fight here, the fuck off. You know? And I don't know if that's more of a commentary of like, damn, there should be like a fucking fighters organization or whatever. You know, there needs to be better advocacy for fighter and fighter rights and everything like that. But like, the fuck if Dana White or anybody is gonna fight? I listen to any of that. New York is big money. That's the Northeast. How many years? How many decades have they been trying to get into that market? And finally, I mean, they're on New York. They're in ESPN. That's all Northeastern Seaboard. That's Bristol, Connecticut. They are on. This is what Dana and the Fertittas wanted for. I mean, since they took ownership of the company, you think they're going to let any one fighter? I mean, hell, Conor, no bigger than Conor was talking about his pay-per-view points. Did they give a shit about Conor? Hell fucking no.
No, they didn't. They didn't. Real quick. Raider says Masvidal going to get fucked up. Usman doesn't want that smoke. Dude, we got a whole split crowd here. Oh, Jody says, so did Usman ever say why he's wearing the cast? This is why. He busted his fucking hand on Kobe's face, which is a hilarious way to put it.
So we have confirmation when that fight is happening?
Which one?
Or when Usman?
No. I don't even think we have confirmation that it is happening. I'm just assuming from all the hoopla and shit, it feels like I think that's where they're going to go with it.
Oh, okay. So then, you know what? Honestly, I think that we should get that Masvidal Conor fight because, you know, if he's got a broken hand, what do we say, like 6 to 8 months at least before he's back to hitting with his hand again?
It's not broken. He's got like a ligament or some bullshit in it because it's not it's like a weird kind of like little soft cast or something. It's not like a big full on thing. He just
so 6 to 8 weeks then, maybe.
Maybe, but
I don't even think it's that long that he'll be able to hit with it. Like I think he'll be ready to fight by like April or May or something. Like Masvidal.
Yeah, that's the timetable. Yeah.
So yeah, they can do it. They can do it. I listen. I do agree. One of the sexiest fights on paper right now, one of the biggest money fights, is Masvidal Conor. Right? They're the two odds, and they can actually fight. So I mean, there's no denying that. I just feel like Conor has a bunch of money fights at 55. Why waste both the stars on each other? You feel me? Jorge gonna be a star. He's gonna draw for the Usman fight. Conor gonna draw against whoever the fuck he fights.
Carlos don't give a fuck. He's like, cut it the fuck out. Jorge's being beat 50-44.
And to keep it a beam, it's hard to argue with that. I love Jorge. I love what he done last year. The whole persona, I'm fucking here for it. But if we're like putting that to the side and just judging this fight on paper, yeah, Usman probably throws Jorge a beating. Like if Jorge don't pull some Ben Askren shit, Usman more than likely wins that fight.
Definitely. Real quick, I saw Daniel's comments way up here and I can't find it, but Daniel, here it is. Real quick, when you guys are done, what do you think about Edgar? He said on Rogan he has one more fight on his contract. Does he re-sign with the UFC or move on? He said he wants to retire with the UFC. Well, then he stays, right? Yeah. Adam, what do you think about him at 135? Sorry, real quick, Adam. What do you think? Frankie at 135.
Here's the thing. With Edgar, at his, I don't want to say his advanced age, but I mean, he's older than he was when he won the title at a higher weight division, right? I think he's going to be a lamb to the slaughter at 135, right? Because he's a name, right? Mm-hmm. So him saying that it's a little bit troubling to me in terms of him wanting to stay with the UFC because a former champion, could be the perennial gatekeeper for a lot. I mean, that 135 division, those are fast guys with knockout power, right? So I don't want to see him there if he can go to one and get a bigger payday if he's going to lose, or a Bellator. Like I want him to get more money than he's getting. And obviously he was in an era of sponsorships and all that jazz. The first time I saw Frankie Edgar in any real relevancy was actually on MTV True Life.
Yeah.
And I think he's getting married. Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, that guy knows about the importance of promoting himself and what money is. If he can command a bigger payday in Bellator in one, or I don't know, fucking bare knuckle, whatever the fuck, like why stay there? And that's for all fighters. I mean, you're only as good as your last fight, right? And if you, not saying Frankie is not a top flight performer, but I don't think the money that he can use to take care of his family is going to reside in the UFC. That's my take.
That's okay. That's a good point with that. Sorry, real quick, because there's somebody. Oh, here we go. Robert thinks he says the champ regular wins too hard. He doesn't have the edge to be champ. I mean, listen, this is true. He's running out of weight classes.
Where do aging UFC fighters go to die?
Bellator.
He's got one fight left, right?
Yep.
Right.
Okay. For all me, this is real simple. Unless he comes out and looks like it does some Jorge Masvidal type shit in his next fight, he's probably on his way to Bellator, which is probably good for everybody. He'll probably make more money. He'll get more exposure. He'll get that sponsorship money, and he'll be able to beat the piss out of those dudes for the most part. So, like, I think if he looks really good in his last fight, he might get a good deal and re-sign. If he looks like he's looked in his last two fights, he's 142 years old. Let's keep it a buck. Frankie was never a major draw. Even when he was the king of the world, he wasn't drawing Conor numbers. So if he doesn't have an extremely impressive performance, I think we see Frankie in Bellator sooner than later.
It's funny, but I guess I gotta advocate. If Frankie Edgar thinks that he still got it, I would say that his best way to make money and just still be a competitor would be PFL. Cash yourself, that $1 million check at the end of the season. Or if he definitely wants to be the guy to be at the UFC, end his career with the UFC, I think we're going to see him sign like an Anderson Silva type contract where it's like 15 fights or some BS that he'll never live out. And, he'll just stop fighting eventually.
Fair enough. Tony says, I think he wants to stay and retire in the UFC as a matter of pride. Hey, fair enough. If that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. But I'm with Adam. I mean, there's other ways to make money and still be a big name in MMA. But if it really is about that, just wanting to be known only as a UFC fighter, I get it.
I mean, there's OnlyFans. Jessica Penne just signed up for it, apparently. So,
dude, she could have for Jessica Penne and Beck Rawlings. Yeah. Beck. Okay. So I saw this, and I was one of the few that looked it up to see if it was true, and I couldn't find it, so I'm hoping it wasn't, but apparently it is, because people found it. Jessica Penne and Beck Rawlings signed up for OnlyFans.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd throw Beck a stab, and I thought it was Beck, but Jessica Penne. I fucked a couple broads that looked like her when I was hammered.
Oh, boy.
Are you sure it wasn't her? Are you sure it wasn't her, Fred?
Quite frankly, I'm not.
Oh shit! All right, hey, all right. Yeah. Here's another one. Hey, did you guys hear? For also Javi and say Johnny Walker has been training with him at TriStar in Montreal. Yes, we did.
I had not heard that, but I'm here for it.
I heard about it like days ago. Dude, that's a great place for him to go. Honestly,
yeah, for sure. If Faraz can kind of rein him in a little bit, he'd be a very, very dangerous guy.
Is it just me, or is it up until Kevin Lee's last fight? Faraz Zahabi keeps riding his under the radar. Everyone's talking about Kavanaugh and who's AK's head coach? Fuck.
Is it Javier? Or Corey Anderson and Curtis Blaydes, the biggest overachievers in the world. I know I'm jumping around here, but for some reason those two dudes remind me of each other, and I can't stand them winning big fights. It bugs me. Corey Anderson. Fucking Curtis Blaydes.
Wait. Corey Anderson, the guy who said if he stuck his nipples through a hole, you'd suck them?
Yeah, I was talking about. Oh, yeah, that was Corey.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Shaw says, dude, I might join that site. Beck Rollins is fine as fuck.
Beck Rollins is the type of broad that looks like she gives a mean Hummer.
Look.
Oof.
Okay.
Oof. Oof.
She
That's a compliment. That's a compliment, by the way.
100%.
Beck Rollins or Ashley Evans Smith?
Beck Rawlings.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, there you go.
I concur.
All right, Easton. Since heard that Carlos Diego Ferreira versus Gregor Gillespie's in talks for being added to Adesanya versus Romero, making the main card even more stacked if true. I'm down for that fight.
Is that a step down for Fiera though? A little bit, like Gillespie's
Gregor's
fucking thunderstarched, right? Like,
yeah, but he was on his way to being a top prospect.
Yeah, but Homeboy just finished Anthony Pettis, right? Like, is he the right guy?
No, that's a good point.
If I'm Fiera, I'm like, I'll take Kevin Lee, but
that'd be dope.
I don't want to fight the guy that Kevin Lee just posted. I just beat that motherfucker was on a Wheaties box, Jack. Like,
let's see. Oh Jesus. Kyra says OnlyFans for guys under 40, maybe some simp shit. Look, man, porn's free. Why you even gotta pay for that stuff, man?
Yeah, them hoes got me fucked up. If you think I'm gonna pay you to watch you masturbate or something, like all things being equal, if we were in a bar, I could probably spend it for free.
Now we're all taking this too seriously. MMA God says, I heard Jessica say once her boyfriend had a hard time trying to get it up. I don't blame him. Damn.
Oh, that's hard in the paint. Oh, or in the taint. Hard in the taint. Anyway.
Fucking Raider. Beck Rawlings, all you wanted her to do is give you a Hummer because goddamn, she's fugly.
Hey, Aaron, no, be fair. I didn't say that. I was just asking the guys. I didn't know. I didn't say anything. So I'm just saying.
If you hit her with a water hose or threw her in a pool, she probably would come out looking a little different.
Brando hit it right on the head right there. I've already seen Rawlings semi-nude. I just want to hear her say dirty shit in that Aussie accent.
This is fucking taking a real strong left turn, boy. We're not even encountered that part of it. Can she talk to us?
Yeah, right. We're getting added to a list like today. I'm telling you.
I am definitely signing up for her OnlyFans. Like, yeah, call me fucking mate.
Jesus,
call me mate. Oh fuck! All right, Let's move on
what?
to. What?
I'm surprised Fred doesn't have a fans only account yet.
What's up?
Seeing as how it what?
Sorry. Okay, wait, you were saying you were signing up for fans only, Jesse?
No, I'm surprised Fred doesn't have a fans only account.
I don't know. Adam, what are you saying?
Go for it.
Oh no, I was just saying. I mean, does anybody know what Gregor Gillespie's fighter nickname is? Because I desperately want it to be Dizzy Gillespie. Gregor Dizzy Gillespie.
There you go. That worked.
Does he have?
I'm just saying. Like Mickey motherfucker's Dizzy. That's what he has in those hands.
Yeah. There you go. Oh shit. All right.
I think his is the gift, by the way. Or something like that.
That sounds
something
familiar.
stupid.
The gift? Yeah, it is a gift, Gillespie. That's a good point.
Okay.
All right.
Still not as good as Dizzy.
No, right. Or Touchy Feely. Touchy Feely might be my favorite nickname in all MMA, honestly. All right. Let's change gears here. All right, another beef has been going down mostly online, and this fight's actually happening, so we can't say too much. Weili Zhang responded to Joanna and Jacek. So obviously Joanna didn't make the meme. I think she shared it, right?
Yeah.
And it was basically their little, tail of the tape or face or poster, whatever, with Joanna wearing a mask. Those, like gas masks, right? Well, Weili was not happy, and here's why I want to talk about this. Because tell me, and as I pull up the fucking picture, tell me this isn't the face of somebody that wants to fucking kill somebody now.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you something right now, and I'm probably the outlier, but fucking hard as a rock when I read this post. The way she's looking at me right now, them words, I was fucking. Now, dude, if she had an OnlyFans, Daddy Fred's first in line. You understand me? Look at that broad. She looks determined. Joanna, and for the record, listen, I thought the Joanna shit was funny. Unlike Ari's bullshit, this one, I giggled a little. It's a little fucked up, but I giggled. And the good thing about it is she gets to punch her in the face. So this is the sort of
that's what I'm saying.
It's just like, the last part. That's what got me fully erect. I will see you soon. I was like, ooh, shit.
like they're gonna see each other. That shit's gonna get figured out. So her face though right there, like she does not look like she's playing at all. Like straight up like falcon eyes, man. She says, to make fun of tragedy is a true sign of one's character. People are dying, someone's father, someone's mother, someone's child. Say what you want about me if it makes you feel stronger, but do not joke about what's happening here. I wish you good health until March 7th. I will see you soon. I wish you good health. That's who's the character from Pulp Fiction who recites the whole fucking thing before he kills you? Samuel L. Jackson's character. What's his name? Marcellus Wallace? No, Marcellus Wallace.
No.
What's his name?
He was that was Ving Rhames' character.
Yeah. That motherfucker.
Okay.
Yeah,
that was on his wallet.
Yeah. He's like, is he a bitch? That guy. The guy says that shit. Or Samuel L. Jackson's character, whatever. That's like what kind of shit right there. Some dark ass, like, she didn't cuss. She was, I wish you good health till March 7th.
Like, let me ask you. Let me start with Jesus, Mr. California, and Mr. fucking far left. Was you offended by Joanna's post? Did that rub you the wrong way, or how did y'all feel about the post? First off,
hold on. Let me check. Make sure that I'll be on the right side of this. I don't want any people getting mad at me. No, I wasn't offended. What the hell? It's topical.
Giggled, man. I laughed.
I mean, if you didn't see that picture and kind of just like at least giggle at it, like, what's wrong with you? Like, she wasn't saying anything about like the whole country or anything like that. It's just something, and she didn't even create it. Somebody else did. Like, honestly, I didn't see it as a big deal. People that were offended by it were pissed off by it. I mean, grow up.
I laughed about it. I thought it was funny, and I understand why Whaley's upset. Like, look, man, she's talking about her people. That being said,
I was to be fair, we are the far end corner of the most degenerate MMA fans of all existence. So like, we're probably not the greatest gauge of character for this sort of thing, but
point made right here. Maybe it would be best if I didn't retweet Keyboard Warriors going live tweets to those we don't know.
Are we gonna get Ari?
Yeah, Ari. We'll get Ari in the show. Fuck it. No, that shit was funny. I don't give a fuck. Ooh, I like this. If she gets past Joanna, Wang versus Shevchenko at 125. I don't know. Size-wise, I don't know the difference. But what do you think, Jesse?
Yeah, that sounds like a good fight, but I think she needs to get past this fight. But doesn't it seem like Weili Zhang basically was mimicking what Joanna used to do to her opponents? Remember, like, she wouldn't cuss at them. She wouldn't say anything. She would just say, "See you soon," or "Boogie Woman's coming for you." Like, it was always like this, like, ominous kind of talk, right? And it looks like Weili kind of is throwing that back at her, right? Like, hope you have good health. See you soon. Like, I don't know. I really agree with Fred. I really like that both of them are just gonna get to fight each other. They can do whatever they want to do, social media, whatever. We're still gonna get to see the fight, so I'm here for it.
There you go. Brandon's talking about a tweet he put out. I'm gonna try and find it, dude. Let's see what else we got. Joanna can search some shit up. I'm gonna give it to her. Yeah, she even responded to this to this post with like, don't get emotional or something like that. Like, it wasn't like an apology at all. It was kind of like, stop being a little bitch, sort of. Well, JJ posted his tame to some of the shit I've seen posted on Chinese social media. I haven't seen that. I've seen some fucked up shit that like my teammates have sent me, where it's like how people from different, like, women from different countries sneeze, right? So it's like one from here, a girl sneezes, like, I chew. One from Germany, one from somewhere else, and then they go a chick from China, and then they cut to a bunch of people in the airport running for their lives, and it's like, oh, it's fucked up, like, but it's funny, like, regardless. Oh God, if Joanna wins, I hope she puts the gas mask on in the octagon.
Yeah, if you're gonna Aaron Morrow, fucking hard in the paint,
or go all in
at the
Aaron Morrow. Yes.
At the weigh-ins would be the best one, though. That would
right? At the weigh-ins. That'd be good. Right before the face-off.
Yeah. Jeremiah, what's up, dude? He says Weili will be champ for a while, I believe, or at least until my girl Rose gets a hold of her. Okay, real quick. I read a tweet and I didn't believe it. I didn't really care either, but the Rose signed like a model contract. Is that real? Anyone hear that?
I ain't seen that.
A modeling contract.
I wouldn't doubt it, though.
I just know that I think Rose has said that she's ready to come back, right?
She looks like a model.
Right. Oh, here we go. Kirby just needs to get into porn. Dude has hard-ons on the brain 24/7.
Listen.
There's a side hustle.
I've thought about it. I just don't think I can perform with all the cameras and shit around. And plus, I don't like dudes.
What you doing here? Come on.
Yeah, but listen, I don't got my snake out fucking pulling a stab it. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Connor wins the fight.
Dudes being in the room when
We
I'm.
should hope not. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I mean, I'm just saying.
This is my personal thing. Guys being in the room ain't really my thing. Not in the tag teaming, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Did you see Jay's apology where she said don't get emotional? Yeah, we saw that. It didn't work. Oh, here we go. Jody said JJ will be wearing oxygen mask when she gets KO'd.
Oh shit.
Wow.
That's a good point. Right. Yeah. All right. Let's talk real quick about Curtis Blaydes and getting that big win this last against JDS. A lot of people saying he's next for the title and everything. And I don't know, it might just be me, but there's a big ass dude named Francis Ngannou who I think has claim to that shit, if not DC. Mm-hmm. So,
well,
hey, what's up, Jesse?
I mean, if you let's talk about this. So the rumor is that Stipe might not even come back, seeing as how his eye isn't getting better or just isn't recovering the way it's supposed to. Number one. Number two, he's trying to not have that trilogy fight with DC, which I get it. I mean, I don't agree with him, but I get it. Like DC gave him the runaround and basically got forced into giving them the rematch. Mm-hmm. And so I understand why Stipe might be like, maybe I don't want to do that trilogy fight. Yeah, I know. What happened to Kirby?
No, he'll be back.
Porn is calling him apparently. Anyway, but I mean, I definitely think that Francis should get that shot next. And I still think that Curtis Blaydes maybe needs one more fight under his belt before he can have that, that number one spot. Mm-hmm. But definitely it was a good performance on him over the weekend. So, I mean, we talked about him before, right, Eddie? Like when he first came into the UFC, I mean, you and I and Fred were on him already. We were saying that this guy was probably the future of the heavyweight division. He gave Francis a good fight his first fight out, and he's been pretty solid. I mean, Francis is the only one basically that's kind of gotten him since then. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to him improving his game and, getting to that number one spot.
Adam, did you see enough? Did you see enough from Curtis Blaydes to say, yeah, he's worthy of a title shot?
No, but so for me, Curtis Blaydes I've got a little bit of vendetta, and it's nothing about his fighting style or anything like that. It's his hair to beard to teeth ratio.
Right.
There's something about it, and then he's got a part in the middle. Hey, Fred, what's up, brother? He's got a part in the middle. This symmetrical, it's off. It's off. So just on his fashion choices with a name like Curtis Razor Blaydes, I mean, he lost to a fucking razor blade with the fucking part and the fucking beard and all that shit. So on that premise, he doesn't get a title shot.
Just off of that, you don't look good enough, bruh. Yeah, no, fucking. Let's see if I can find.
Eddie, did you see what Brando sent you?
The tweet, yeah. So that's what I want to put up now. Just real quick, because Brando was talking about the whole Umbrella Corps and everything. This is for Resident Evil fans right here, especially. Okay, but I don't know if you guys see this right here. Umbrella Corps, Corona, Raccoon City, dude.
Listen, I forget where I seen it at, but not to fucking bring it down on the fucking podcast, but I seen a fucking thing somewhere where they said there was, actually it was a meme, so maybe it ain't true, but I'm still throwing it out there. I seen some shit where it said it was a great plague in 1820, 1920.
Damn.
And now we got this virus happening. Y'all better stop playing about this goddamn virus. I'll fuck around and won't come out this goddamn house for a month of Sundays.
Fucking wash your hands, everybody. This shit's getting crazy. Anyway, ELC, that's a new one. Hair beat teeth ratio. Talking about Blaydes. I saw a picture of Blaydes without a beard, and I couldn't fucking believe it.
Hey, look, you know what, man? I've actually been really critical of Curtis Blaydes, and I got to give the dude his credit. Like, I thought he was going to lose that fight. I definitely didn't see him knocking out Junior on the feet. So I got to give him credit. As far as him getting a title shot goes, though, he better be praying to the voodoo gods that the cat's name, whom I cannot pronounce, knocks out Ngannou. Because if Ngannou beats dude, sorry, Curtis. Rosenstrick. There we go. Yeah. If he don't win, Ngannou's beat you twice, bro. And the last time it wasn't even competitive. I mean, maybe you get that third fight, but like, Who amongst us wants to see that?
Me.
Like, sit the fuck down, Jesus. Who asked you?
All right, I'll sit down.
You did.
But look, he gonna have to fight somebody else. If Francis wins that fight, Curtis is going to have to fight somebody else in the meantime. And I don't know. I assume DC and Stipe are going to fight. Am I off on that? Like Stipe's eyes fucked up. DC might I'm assuming they're going to actually fight.
It's up in the air, but I think eventually, given that DC has been such a good guy for the sport, he does the commentary and all that. I think he has enough pull that they'll probably make Stipe take that fight if that's going to be his last fight, and retire. I think they might end up just handing him that shot.
You know what? Sorry, fuck. But I got to get this out there because I've been seeing this shit on Twitter a lot too. Can we just talk about the fucking difference between Stipe not fighting DC and then DC trying to get that Brock fight and all this kind of bullshit talk about Stipe wanting to get the fight with Tyson Fury? Like, Stipe, defend your fucking belt against DC. It was different. Yes, he fought fucking the Black Beast in between in that little 3-month period. He had to get a fucking fight off. He was trying to get the Brock Lesnar fight. You definitely, people were like, what's the difference? DC was trying to get the Brock fight. Now he's trying to get the Tyson fight. Blah, blah, blah. You guys are fucking idiots. Stipe Miocic ain't bit more getting that fight with Tyson Fury than the Man on the Moon. But that's definitely, for sure, 1,000,000% not fucking happening. Conor McGregor will box Manny Pacquiao before fucking Stipe fights Tyson Fury in a boxing ring. You can count on that. So stop playing. Fight DC. What? You don't feel like fighting DC? Who the fuck you gonna fight, Stipe? Who done bumped your head and told you was a draw?
His eye doctor, maybe, so he can repair his eye or something.
Real talk though, with the eye thing, that's fucking touchy, dude. That's hard. That's a hard one to come back from. So if we really can't come back, that sucks.
If that's true, then I need to shut the fuck up and I take back everything I said.
No. But let's talk about this. Does this become the Cain Velasquez thing, where a guy that had maybe the potential to be the greatest heavyweight champion of all time, taken out by an injury before he's able to really achieve greatest of all time status? Or are we just going to put Stipe up there as greatest of all time because of what he's done so far?
I didn't know the eye thing was. I didn't know the eye thing was that bad.
Yeah, neither.
Like I didn't know that it was like that serious of a thing. So I need to really kind of find out more information on it. I thought like he was just nursing some injuries and trying to play hardball with DC in the UFC. I didn't know.
All right, Jeremiah just brought us some semi-old shit about Kirby. So here you go, dude. You just posted a snake on Twitter when we were talking about doing porn and shit. You did. I'm sure nobody here missed it, but if you did, I'm not saying go in time and scroll back. I'm just saying this dude. We talked about the show before, huh? You took it down
not there anymore, right?
Yeah. Listen, we're in talks with a certain network, and they were under the impression that picturing my dick being on Twitter probably wouldn't be good for their network, so I had to take it down. People started getting all.
Once you join a network, dude, they're telling you what you can't do. Like put your snake on Twitter. Jeremiah says definitely not camera shy. Rita says, are we even sure that was his though? They're about to make you do another one. They're about to make you do another one.
There you go, Raider. Wow. See, I'm not the only one doubting.
Listen, if we don't get this fucking deal, I'll tweet one with my fucking like this.
Jesus.
This is about to get worse and worse every time.
Listen. If it wasn't, when I post one where my nuts look so small, I would have picked the fucking. No, I wouldn't have. I would have waited till my nuts were more fulfilled.
I'm just saying, Fred, you and Shame do not know each other, so I don't think that you would care.
You got to worry about that.
What is your opinion on the whole Stipe thing, real quick, before we move on?
For me, I mean, honestly, any talk of the greatest of all time is subjective to whatever era that you grew up with, that you grew up patroning the sport and what have you. To me, I think the three greatest heavyweights of all time in all of MMA, in no particular order, Stipe is the most decorated. Nobody can take anything away from him. Cain, Fedor. Okay, whatever way that you meld that or whatever, whoever you want to place in what slot, those are it. those should be undisputed. I mean, when you talk about Fedor at the time in Pride, we all know, I mean, hindsight is 2020. They didn't test in Pride. So Fedor did what he did against fucking giants, right? And then again, Cardio Kane. I mean, unfortunately, because he was so marred, he's such a fucking beast that, I mean, he fucking rode his body into the fucking ground. You know, we never got to see Kane the way that I think Kane would have been able to produce. But I think those three, no matter what you do, we have a top three. It's Kane, Fedor, Stipe. No dispute. Until somebody else comes out, if Rosenstrike comes out and does something, if fucking Alistair Overeem pulls his career out of the ashes and shit like that, then we'll talk, right? But for right now, at this day and age, end of January 2020, there's only three names in the heavyweight division: Fedor, Kane, and Stipe. That's it.
Listen, I got some real bad news for MMA Twitter and the whole lot of y'all. That may be true right now. By the end of 2022, the goddamn motherfucking GOAT. Right there, boys.
Oh, that's that guy. Yeah.
Mr. Jones is going to go up to heavyweight. He's going to smash all them fools, and then all you suckers shall hit your knees and embrace the GOAT.
All right, we're starting to run out of time here. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we head out of here?
Yeah, them stank-ass pound-for-pound rankings. Quickly, before we go. I don't know who the fuck made them shits up, but can we just quickly get into it? For one. Okay, let's get the fucking dick pill jokes out right from the fucking jump. Everybody get your fucking dick pill jokes out. Other than that,
there you go.
They had a bunch of fucking names on there I disagree with, but let's just start at the very top. Is Amanda Nunes or John Jones the fucking GOAT? And don't give me none of this male-female shit. I'm all for equal rights, so everybody's in the same goddamn pool. For all of me, until somebody whips John Jones' ass in that octagon, he is the motherfucking living GOAT of our sport. Period. Beginning, end of discussion. Go on, Jesse. Tell me some bullshit about Amanda Nunes. And somebody pull up the motherfucking clip of her getting her ass whooped by Kat Zingano.
I agree with you, Fred. But again, I'm gonna be the guy to bring it up. He's picograms Jones, and we don't know. It hasn't been proven. You're right, but to me, GSP still has him on the fact that he never popped and he was clean his entire career. So I just don't look, Fred. I agree with you. If we're just looking at his resume, the names that he's beaten, how he's beaten everybody, how his one loss, quote unquote, isn't really a loss.
I can't stand you, Jesus.
He is definitely the greatest of all time. All right? I'll give you that. He is definitely the greatest of all time. All right? If he moves up to heavyweight, I mean, he will be undisputed the best fighter we've ever seen. But I just can't go along with it right now because of the picograms. That's it.
All right. Okay. Well, whatever.
Fair enough.
None of this shit will matter. None of this shit will matter in 2040 when the shit is overtaken by robots. You got fucking Wally versus Megatron or whatever the fuck. So none of this shit is gonna matter. They'll all be fucking 8,000 pounds, and y'all can dispute that shit.
Hopefully I'm alive. Baby. I just hope I'm alive and long enough to do it. I'll still be here, you cocksuckers, debating the Transformers.
hey, Eddie. Real quick, look up. I think it's MMA Gods comment. Was it MMA Gods about Fred? Yeah.
This one?
No. It was about Fred.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, there you go.
That's funny. See, that's cute, and I can take it. I'll take the little balls for the big snake.
All right.
Oh, but no, real talk. The comment about Jones moving up. Yeah, right. Like we can wrap up the show here soon. Everybody's gotta get to bed. And shit.
Yeah, we gotta go.
God damn, he has got to move up if he beats Reyes. Like, what in the fuck? Who is he going to possibly fight afterwards?
Right. Hey, I think wasn't Fred saying this for a while. GSP and Mr. Olympia Roy Belly just never got caught before the USADA title weight came.
100,000,000% for sure. I've been beating that drum for a month or so. If George St. Pierre wasn't cheating, I'll suck your dick in third May.
Hey, who did that shit where if somebody got if the dude that the snitch rapper got out of jail, they would show him in the guy to say he would blow him. If Tekashi got out of jail, and then he got out of jail,
Tekashi will be home in like fucking 2 days, so he better fucking get his knee pads out.
All right. All right. Anything else before we head out of here?
No, I think that wraps it up.
All right. To be fair, on just to put the notice on here, okay. Adam Woods did not say anything fucked up on this whole podcast. All right, that was all us. Okay, so don't be getting mad at Adam for all the bullshit we said. All right, like all the super crazy shit he said. This man's actually on a bunch of other shows. So, yeah, keep him cool. All right. Actually, on that note, Adam, what's your all your Instagram and Twitter or whatever else social media you use?
According to Woods, on literally everything. Right now on Instagram, I actually have a couple of interviews with Vince the Anomaly Conchero, who's fighting at LFA this Friday. So there's that. So according to Woods on everything, MMA Jap knows where to find me.
There you go. All right. For the rest of us, you can follow Jesse at Ep.180, Kirby_MMA, and I'm at Ela32. Shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight. Let me fucking get all these comments up and everything. Sean was here Sean's still here. Appreciate you tuning in. ELC, my boy Brando at Smusman. Daniel just slacking off at work listening to us and shit. MMA Gods, Raider was here for quite a bit. Well, she's still here, yeah. Jody, who hasn't been here in a minute. Welcome back to the show. Jeremiah. Let's see who we got. Robert, Kairos, what's up? Everyone that tuned in, man. There's a lot of people tuning in. I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us. All right. Super tired. That's the end of the show for us tonight. Oh, Jesus. Thanks for the show, guys. Odin bless everyone except Stephen A. Smith. On that note, that's the end of the show. We are the Keyboard Warriors. Shout out to RipTheWarriors.com, SpicePros.com. Hit up those guys, our sponsor, KeyboardWarriorsMMA.com. My name is Eddie Law. That's Fred Kirby. That's Jesse Robacava. That's Adam Woods. That's it for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So good night. Good night, Wilshire. Good night, Los Angeles. Rest in peace, Kobe and Gianna. See ya.